Let's begin lying down. Initially, you don't need to change a thing. Just getting to know yourself at this moment. Feeling where you're tight, where you're stiff, maybe where you have pain. Maybe feeling your emotions. And I know they run the gamut. Relaxing your shoulders or even just feeling them at the moment. And now begin to find your breath. One thing I've noticed about taking a Zoom class is that you have more distractions around you because you're in your home and you're not in a studio. So try to imagine that this is your studio, and if you're on your phone, not to look at your text, or if it's ringing, or try to participate as if you're in a studio, because you'll have a much greater effect if you feel like you've traveled away from all the distractions of the moment. And then just bend your knees and plant your feet on the mat. I'm really big into planting feet, to grounding yourself down, because sometimes it's really it's hard to know where you are in space. And when you feel the earth, it really helps you to know exactly where you are. And then go ahead and just side to side your knees, nice and easy. So I've side to side like windshield wipers. And I have taught a version of this class a couple times before where we really highlight poses of the birds, from all different kinds of birds. Yoga has a lot of aviary poses. So I feel now that I'm a bit restricted in going out anywhere, but my backyard is very accessible, and I've really paid attention to our fine feathered friends and would like to honor them today. So we'll begin into a reclining pigeon, which is such a lovely pose to start with. So you'll take your left ankle and place it on your right knee. And then take your left hand and press it against your left knee so you can begin to feel your hips even out on the mat. Feel your breath start to lengthen. It's really early in the practice. Normally we do a breathing exercise, but that's going to come a little bit later. We're going to mix it up a bit today. And then you can let your right hand come up over your head. And even the back of your hand touch down. Maybe straight up, or maybe over in a V or in a T. And something that feels really good to you, this stretch from pressing your left hand on your left, above your left knee and your right fingertip. But relax your right shoulder. Let it come down away from your ear. And feel this nice diagonal stretch across your chest, kind of undoing all the forward bending that we do on the computer and on our phones. So enjoy this moment of opening yourself up, beginning to lengthen your breath, feeling it from deep down in your belly to all the way up to your collarbones. And that's a really good goal to have for this class, because I'm sure that most of us at some point are shallow breathing. So again, we're undoing a lot of the effects of the things that we do all week long. Nice. And then from here, you'll slowly lift your right leg up. Your right knee is bent, so you're in this figure 4. And then you can take your hands behind your right leg, or use that strap or that belt that you have, and begin to sort of bring that right knee in towards your chest and press your left knee away. So you're starting to feel maybe something opening in your left hip. And you can flex your right foot and point it and move your right foot around, softening up your ankle one way and then the other. Nice and easy. Relax your shoulders. Smooth out your forehead and relax your jaw. And then from here, you can lift your right leg up to the sky and lead with your heel towards the ceiling for reclining pigeon. This is a wonderful pose for sciatica, for releasing tension in your lower back. And you can just rock side to side here, nice and easy. You can even let your head go too. And maybe on each exhale, you can tell yourself that you're relaxed. So you can inhale, and on your exhale, highlight, I am relaxed. Take a big inhale, and exhale, I am relaxed. So when you lose your pattern of breath, try to remember to come back. Beautiful. And then from here, we'll simply release our hands, bend our right knee, plant our right foot, plant our left foot. And we're back to where we started. And then from here, let's move to the figure 4. So our left ankle on our right knee, or the other way again. Right ankle on our left knee. Sorry, I'm so relaxed. I have all my friends nearby. So nice. And then, yeah, and then you'll take your right hand, and thanks that Tess is in the room to help me out. So you press with your right hand on the right knee and lift your left hand over your head, long stretch with your left arm. And again, if that's not comfortable, open that left arm to a V or a T. And feel that lovely diagonal stretch across your chest. Breathing here, feeling deep down in your belly where your breath can start and your breath can finish. And feeling a lovely inhale with your belly expand, and on the release, tell yourself that you are relaxed. Take a big inhale in. And as you breathe out through your nose, you just let yourself know that you are relaxed. And then slowly you can lift your left leg up. Your left knee is still bent. Your shin is parallel to the mat. And then you can bring your arms behind your left thigh. Or if that really is not comfortable, you can use the belts that you brought, or even just have your hands not like all the way around. Yeah. And then you can point and flex your left foot, feeling some gratitude for everything that your feet do for you all day long. And then roll your ankle one way and then the other. Feels so nice. Feeling your neck nice and long, your chin is tucked, and your shoulders relaxing towards the mat. And then from here, you can lift your left leg up, so your heel is pushing towards the ceiling or the sky. And now you're into reclining pigeon on the other side. If you like, you can rock side to side, let your head go too. And you can use your hands or your strap to bring that left leg just a little bit closer to your chest and your right knee just a little bit out to the right. So you're opening up that right hip. Beautiful job in this reclining pigeon. Not a usual starting pose for VIF yoga. And then slowly release it all. Release your fingers, plant your left foot, and plant your right foot. And then go ahead and windshield wiper again, nice and easy side to side. Feeling your breath moving and having that energizing feeling that the deep breath creates, even though you're more relaxed. Right? The union of opposites. And then slowly come back to your neutral. And we're going to move into reclining eagle. So it's not the easiest pose, but it's definitely a fun one. So you'll take your right leg and you'll cross it over your left. So your knees are stacked. Yeah? And you may like to stay here, or you may try to take that right foot and tuck it right under your left shin. And it's an easier way to do that by lengthening out your left leg. And then from here, you lift up that whole configuration. So with your right leg over top your left, you'll take your hands out in front of you with your fingers facing up to the sky. And you'll take your right arm and you'll bring it under your left, so your elbows are now stacked. And then you wrap the right arm around the left so the palms come together. And then bring your knees into your chest. It helps to protect your lower back. Beautiful. So we often do this pose standing for a balance, but it's kind of fun to learn it on our backs first, where we're secure on the floor. And then we'll work on our abdominal exercise. But if you feel comfortable here, you stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, because even this is a big abdominal exercise. You take an inhale in, And exhale, lift your head, elbow to knee. And then inhale back down. Exhale together. Inhale apart. Exhale, come up. Inhale, down. Again. Inhale down. And last one, exhale up. And inhale down. Beautiful. And then slowly just undo everything. Bring your feet up to the sky and just shake everything out. Woo. Let it go. Get the blood flowing again. Right? The eagle soars higher than any other bird. So we are also soaring very high today. And then bend your knees and plant your feet. And we'll do eagle on the other side. So this time you'll take your left knee and stack it over your right. And then you may be able to take your left ankle and place it under your right shin. You may or you may not. It's still eagle pose. You still are soaring high. And then engage your belly by bringing your belly button in an inch and towards your spine an inch. And then you can lift up your whole eagle legs. Right? Maybe you feel a nice stretch in your lower back. Maybe. Then reach your arms up to the sky. And with your left arm, your left leg going over top, your left arm goes underneath. So your elbows are now crossed. And then your left arm continues to come towards your right hand until your palms touch. So feel a long neck here, tuck your chin in, relax your shoulders, engage your belly, and you may just find it wonderful to stay here. But if you'd like a little bit more, take a deep breath in, inhale, let your belly rise, and exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. And exhale, crunch. Beautiful. Coming back down and open yourself up. Fingers and toes towards the sky and just shake it all out. This is actually called dead bug pose. I didn't even make it up. It really is something. Good job. And then from here, slowly, you're going to lengthen out your legs long and bring your arms over your head. And take a deep breath here, feeling lots of space, right? Space in your underarms, letting your lymph nodes breathe here. Space maybe in your fingers, spread your fingers wide, and space between your toes. And just feel your length. And then from here, we're going to flip over onto our belly. And when you get there, you can make a pillow with your arms and let your hands stack, your arms stack. And then rest your forehead on your arms. And relax here, feeling your breath here. And then you can bend your knees. And again, windshield wiper them side to side. It feels a little bit different when you're on your belly. And then slowly lower your feet down. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, you're coming up on your forearms. Your hips are pressing into the mat, and so are the top of your feet. And your heart is coming forward. It's such a lovely pose. It's really one of my favorites. Spread your fingers And then you can look over your right shoulder and come back to center and over to the left and come back to center. So we're going to move now into Superman pose so we can practice flying. But if that doesn't suit you well, this Sphinx pose would be another wonderful pose to do again. If you'd like to move on to super person pose would be a better thing, then let your arms come out in front of you and rest your forehead on the mat. And feel your body nice and long. And then from here first, we're just going to lift up our legs and then slowly lower them down. You can keep your head down. I'm keeping my head up just so you can hear me. But lift your legs up, inhale, and bring them back down. Lift them up and down. Perfect. Then keeping your feet down, we're going to just lift our chest and our hands up. You might not come up very far at all. It's all good. So inhale, lift up your torso in your hands, and exhale, come down. Inhale up, feel your lungs expand, and exhale, come down. Now this time, you'll notice that we're going to lift everything up and we're going to start flying. And you'll see that when your hands come up, when your feet come up, it leaves more room for your chest to come up. So they work in unison. So let's begin. Inhale, lift everything up, and exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift and fly, and exhale, back down. Inhale up, and exhale down. And this time, when you inhale up, you're going to actually fly. So you'll have some turbulence. You can go side to side. And just visualize looking over this whole earth, seeing what you would like to see. So let's begin. Inhale, lift up arms and legs and fly here side to side. And then slowly lower back down. Beautiful. Rest here, and then again, inhale, lift up and fly side to side. And then slowly lower down. Great job. Make a pillow with your arms again. Rest your head on your hand and just rock your hips side to side. And in yoga, we work and we rest, and it's equally important. Both. And then from here, we're going to slowly go through table pose. So you'll place your hands beside your shoulders, bend your knees, push yourself up and all the way to child's pose. Hooray, right? We all love child's pose. So your big toes will touch, your knees will come apart, and you'll lean back and walk your hands out in front and let your heart melt to the mat. Now, if this isn't really comfortable for you, if you have a block or a book or something like that, you can always put it down so that your forehead can rest on the book or on the block. That would probably feel quite nice. And spread your fingers wide. Bring your shoulder blades together. Tuck your belly in and up. And breathe here. Beautiful. And then slowly come up to table pose. In table pose, you're on all fours. Your belly's tucked in and up. Your shoulders are nicely over your wrists. And just go ahead and rotate your hips around like you have hula hoops. Nice and easy, loosening up. And then the opposite way. Beautiful. And then from here, you're going to just take your right foot and kickstand it over to the right a little bit for support. And then bring your left leg long and press your left foot into the floor. And then you can lift your left arm up to the sky. Reach up, spread your fingers, press into your right hand, and open up your heart here. Noticing your breath, maybe you can feel it like all the way from your fingertips to your toes. And then slowly let that left hand come all the way over your head. Right, a lovely, nice stretch. You may like to stay here, or you may like to press your left foot down and bring your torso all the way up, arms spread. Yeah, this is called gate pose. And then slowly lower your left hand to your left leg and lift your right arm up and over. And then we go back and forth. So our right arm comes down and our left arm comes up. And then we'll lift up our torso on the inhale. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. And let's just go back and forth a few times. Nice and easy. Tick tock. Or like a teeter-totter. Just nice and easy. And this time when your right hand comes down and your left arm comes over top, you can also lift your left leg up. And then slowly we'll go back and forth again. So your left leg clamps, left arm down, right arm up, and then slowly all the way down, right hand down, inhaling arm, left arm and left leg, and now back and forth like this. Maybe adding a bit of a smile. It's fun. It's a lovely, silly flow. Beautiful. And then now when your right hand touches down and your left arm comes over your head and your left leg is lifted, we're going to do some crunches here if it suits you. So in front of your body, your left elbow to your left knee, and then open yourself up, press with your heel, and then exhale, come together, inhale, open up. Exhale, come together, inhale, open up. Exhale, come together, and inhale, open up. And hold here. And then for the bird pose that comes with all this is partridge. So you bend your left knee and reach your left hand back for the top of your left foot. Press your left foot into your left hand and look up to the sky. Feel your lungs wide open. Beautiful. And then slowly lengthen back out, left leg long, left arm long, and then return to table pose. And with table pose, go back to child's pose. Turn around. And in child's pose, you can go ahead and walk your hands over to the right. Feeling a nice stretch on the left-hand side. And then come through center and over to the other side. Beautiful. And then come back to center. And we'll do our partridge flow on the other side. So come back to table pose. Feel your belly button come in and up so there's strength in your core. And then take your left foot and bring it over to the left a little bit just for a kickstand. And then let your right leg come long and put your whole footprint on the floor. And then lift your right arm up. And reach, like press your left hand into the floor. And let your right hand with spread fingers reach to the ceiling. So you're actually being pulled in two directions. And then slowly, you'll begin to lift your torso up. Let your right hand come down on your right leg, your left arm come up. And back and forth like this, left hand down, right arm up and over. And back and forth, nice and easy. A bit of balancing going on as well as strengthening. And maybe this is an unusual pose, never having been in gate pose before. Not sure. Beautiful. And then the next time your left arm comes down and your right arm comes up, let it come over your head, reach long, and then you can lift your right leg up as well. And so now when we go back and forth, when your left hand touches down, your right leg lifts up. We go back and forth. Really concentrating on the right side of your body, feeling that length. And the next time your left hand is down and your right arms come over and your right leg is up, go ahead and crunch it in front of your body if that feels good to you. Elbow to knee. Opening up, inhaling, exhale to crunch. Inhale to open, exhale to crunch. Inhale to open, exhale to crunch. One more time. Inhale to open, exhale to crunch. Beautiful. Open yourself up and return to table pose. From here, we can do some cow cats. So you can round your back and exhale, and then inhale, open up. Now back and forth like that. Nice and easy. And then from here, we're going to move into a yoga squat. So you can tuck your toes under and then plant your feet. I'll turn this way so you can see, and come into this yoga squat. Now, if this is not a comfortable pose for you, which it isn't for a lot of people, you can come up to the football squat. It's the same thing. Nice. Feel your tailbone come down and your heart come up, and press your hands together here. Breathe in here. This is such an important pose. I find if you have your lower backs hurting from sitting so much, this is a perfect antidote. Just come into this pose for a little while. And then from here, you can slowly come into baby crow pose. So if you know crow pose and you'd like to try it, go ahead. I won't do it in this class, but I'll just set you up for it. So you press your hands down into the floor and your elbows into your knees. And this is the beginning to set up for crow pose, baby crow. Eventually, you'll begin to lean forward and actually put all your weight onto your forearms, and your feet will lift off the mat. But we're not doing that today. We'll just stay in baby crow, adding up our bird watching list, I suppose, in our own yogi way. Nice. And then from here, we're going to push ourselves up to standing. Oh, feels so nice, right? Shake out your legs and shake out your arms. And we'll work into a really cool balancing series. Very, very fun, I think. Of course, Kim's saying, oh my God, here she goes. And then, anyways, so I hope you can see me if I step a little bit forward. But we'll move into tree pose to begin, because of course that's where birds live. So you'll press your left foot down and bring your right foot up into your left leg. Or if that is not a comfortable place, lower down or even kickstand. Yeah. So find your comfortable tree where all your birds are going to live, and then bring your hands into prayer position and slowly grow your branches. Let your hands come up, and then spread your hands, spread your fingers, and be this full glorious tree. Lots of room for birds to live. And then slowly, you're going to bring your hands behind your back. I'm going to turn so you can kind of see now that you know what a tree looks like. And we're going to move into hummingbird pose. So in hummingbird pose, you begin to lean forward and let your right leg come out behind you with your right knee bent. And lift your interlaced fingers off your back. Oh, I wish I could hear what you're saying now. Right, this is an amazing hummingbird balancing pose. And then from here, bend your left knee a little bit and bring your right foot to meet your left. So you're kind of like in a chair pose with your legs. Your arms are still interlaced behind you. And we're going to move into drinking bird. So you'll lift your heels up, your knees are bent, and you'll bring your hands away from your lower back and tip your face forward as if you're going to drink into a pond. Yeah, or a bird bath. Awesome. And then slowly release and shake it out. Whew. Fun balancing pose, I think. All right. So now we'll do with your right leg down and your left leg comes into tree. Press your left leg and your left foot and your right leg together so that there's equal and opposite forces, and it helps a lot to balance. Bring your hands to your chest. Press your hands together so you feel your strength, feel your core. Yeah, sometimes I even picture like a lock on my belly button. So I'm really tight in. And then begin to grow your branches. Lift your arms up. Spread your arms wide into a V. Spread your fingers. And be this glorious tree for all the birds that we've so far done and will continue to do in our yoga poses. Nice. Good balance, everyone. I'll just turn to the side. And then from here, bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Begin to lean your chest forward and let your left leg come behind you. Bend your left knee so your left foot is up to the ceiling and lean your chest forward for hummingbird. Breathing here. Super balanced. Then keep your right knee with a little bit of a bend and bring your left foot to meet your right. So your legs are in chair position, okay? You feel like you're ready for ski jumping. And your hands are interlaced behind you. And then go ahead and come up on your toes, lift your heels up, and let your chin and your whole chest come forward as your hands lift away from your lower back. It's such a pretty pose. Beautiful. And then slowly lower your heels and release and shake it out. Good job. We're on our way back down now. So inhale, lift your arms up, reach up, and exhale with a flat back. You'll swan dive all the way down. Notice that extra swan in there. Peek up halfway. And exhale, fold in. Your big toes are touching, your heels are apart. And we'll move into stork pose. So in stork pose, you can move your feet to be hip width apart, if not wider. And then you're going to bring your hands behind your legs and bring your fingers between your legs into a prayer position. Yeah, this would be a better way. And then you'll bring your forehead to the tip of your finger. And then maybe, if you want more of a stretch, you can actually bring your hands on either side of your ears. And that is stork pose. Beautiful. And then release your stork. Let your fingertips come to your mat or to your shins. Inhale to peek up one more time with a flat back. And exhale, fold in again. And this time we'll just grab opposite arms and sway side to side. And then slowly release, and we'll come back into that yoga squat. Feeling your tailbone come down and your spine nice and long. And then from here, try not to use your hands and sit down. And then come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Feel your sit bones on the earth and your belly button in and up. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your heart is forward. Your chin is tucked. And really, breath is moving now nice and freely. And then go ahead and just rotate your shoulders really simply getting some motion in there, and then the opposite way. And then from here, we're going to move into a position called baby rooster. And then in baby rooster, you can either keep yourself in a comfortable seated position or do half lotus where your foot comes on top of your thigh, or both. If you can do a full lotus, that's fine too, but completely unnecessary, keeping your legs crossed. You press your hands down on the earth. And from here, you lift your torso up and maybe even your legs. And then slowly lower back down. I have to tell you that if you're in lotus, it is much easier to lift your legs up. So if you're in regular cross-legged position, it's fine. You can lift your hips up and keep your legs down, your feet down, and then back down. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Awesome. Let's do 3 sun breaths all together. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, prayer position. It's a great exercise, a great way to get back in touch with your breath. Inhale, giant inhale, and exhale. Let it go. One more, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. Coming into butterfly pose, seated butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press them together. And if this doesn't feel great, you can always tuck your books underneath your knees to give you some more support, or your thighs. But otherwise, just nice and easy. Let your butterfly wings move around a little bit. And then from here, we're going to move into sleeping swan or deer pose. So what you're going to do is take your right leg and bend your right knee and bring your right foot behind you. So it's kind of like a hurdler's stretch. And then your right leg, or your left leg, I'm sorry, will be parallel to the front of your mat. I'm just facing this way so you can see me. So your left leg is at a 90-degree angle in front of you. And then you'll inhale your arms up, and you want to make sure that you're not leaning too far to one side or the other. I imagine you would tend to lean more to the left. So if you find this very uncomfortable, stay in your butterfly pose, okay? Because you can still do this from butterfly pose. You can still do this from cross-legged pose. But for sleeping swan, reach up, inhale up, and then exhale, fold forward, and release your chest towards your left shin. Let your neck go and relax here. It's a beautiful forward fold here. And breathe into your back. Feeling your breath. Taking the big inhale and exhaling, telling yourself, I am relaxed. I take my inhale and I am relaxed. That's in my beautiful sleeping swan, and maybe you can even visualize. Maybe you've actually seen some swans in your own neighborhood. And then slowly walk your hands back up. Feel your chest open and your spine nice and long, and return to your butterfly position. So you probably need to center your feet again. Maybe give your ankles a bit of a massage. And then we'll move to sleeping swan on the other side. So you'll take your left knee, bend it, and bring your left foot behind you. And now your right leg is parallel to the short end of your mat. You'll lift your chest up, feel yourself quite balanced. You can always use also a blanket or anything that you have nearby and place it underneath your buttocks on one side or the other, depending on where you're leaning for extra support. Inhale your arms up and exhale, fold forward here. And you'll notice that, of course, one side is much different than the other. Feeling the breath into your back, the back of your lungs. Extra innervation there. And then slowly walking your hands back up, feeling your long torso. And then slowly come back to that butterfly pose, centering your feet and letting your wings fly a little bit here, loosening yourself up, opening your shoulders, feeling your shoulder blades come together behind your back. And then from here, we're going to move to lying down. Our knees are bent, just like we started class. And then come all the way down. And as our back bends, we'll do a bridge pose. So you'll press your feet down and lift your hips up. And the strength is not coming from your glutes. It's coming from your hands and your feet. And if your eyes are open, maybe you can even see the movement of your belly. And maybe you can lift your hips up just a little bit higher, like if somebody has a string at your belly button and it's pulling you up towards the sky. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, lowering your spine down. Beautiful. And we'll do a reclining twist before Shavasana. So let your knees fall over to the left. Your arms can open to T. And you can look right. Breathing here. What a great job you guys did today. I hope you can feel your breath moving freer and your body providing more of a stable phrase. And then slowly let your knees come back up and let them fall over to the right as you look to the left. And then slowly bring your knees back together. And then begin to lengthen out your legs and bring them to the far corners of each side of your mat. And let your feet flop open. And bring your hands down by your side, but leave space between your hands and your hip. And let your palms stay soft and your fingers relax. And then slowly release your breath. And let it just be its own beautiful natural rhythm. Let your physical body be heavy. And let your mind and your heart and your soul be so light, like helium, just way lighter than air. And you're just somewhere in between, and take very well-deserved rest here. And slowly, so slowly, welcome your beautiful breath back into your body. And feel the inhale. Let your belly rise. And let that breath travel all the way up your lungs. And as you exhale, let your breath travel all the way back down. Inhale, everything rises, lungs fill with air. And exhale, everything comes back down as you let go. One more time. Inhale, feel your body expand on that inhale, all the corners of your lungs. And on the exhale, let your whole body, every inch of you, relax. Let it all go. And feeling your new breath rhythm, add some movement, very slight movement. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Blink your eyes open and closed a few times. And then when you're ready, take an enormous inhale as your belly rises and let your arms come over your head. Let the back of your hands touch down in V or T pose. Bring your legs together, point your feet. Congratulations on all this new space that you created. And then exhale, bring your knees into your chest, one knee at a time to protect your lower back. And bring your arms around your knees and give yourself a huge hug. And think of something that you would love somebody to tell you today. Something that would just make your day. And know that it's the truth. And then slowly roll into a fetal position on whatever side works for you. Make a pillow with your lower arm. And feel the inspiration that comes with each inspire. Right? That's where it comes from. Every time you take an inhale, it's an opportunity. And then slowly keep your eyes closed and use your upper hand to come to a comfortable seated position. You've been here many times before, but this time really feel yourself grounded. So your sit bones are down, but your heart is lifted. It's light. Inhale your arms up. Let your fingertips touch the base of your palm and leave space in between your hands. And that could be for a new idea. And then slowly lower your prayer position to rest on your heart. Thank you so much for coming to class today and for honoring all our bird friends and all of nature, how much we need it always, but even more at this time. The light in me bows and honors to the brilliant, shining light that's identical in all beings all over the world. And I think we feel that connection more now than we ever have. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.